Mission Impossible 2 knows for sure what direction this series should take. It positions its hero, Ethan Hunt, as the James Bond of the 21st century. Tom Cruise stars in a much better movie than the first in the series, fighting to save the world from a deadly virus. The Hong Kong director John Woo, a ranking master of action cinema, showcases Cruise in a streamlined, slicked-down 007 movie with less humor, more serious sex, and almost wall-to-wall action. There's good chemistry between Cruise and Thandie Newton as a master thief whose expertise he needs.
What are you doing here?
Think you're the only one who can pick a lock?
Not just a pretty face after all.
And a hazardous car chase between the hero and the heroine is required in a lot of Bond pictures. Director John Woo has a visual style that doesn't just speed up the action, but breaks it down into separate elements so we get a montage of key moments without too much connecting footage in between. It's effective and exhilarating, and Cruise and Newton bring just enough romance and drama to hold it together.
Well, I think it's interesting that you made all these James Bond references because this is not a James Bond movie.
No.
We already have James Bond. We've got Pierce Brosnan. This is supposed to be the Impossible Mission Force. It's supposed to be a team of people, but it's not. It's a Tom Cruise movie. It's one of the reasons it didn't work for me. You knew this thing was going to be a huge hit. Tom Cruise knows it's going to be a huge hit. I wish he would have come up with a better script to fit the action scenes. Yeah, the action scenes are great, but so what? People know how to do action scenes. John Woo knows how to film them. Tom Cruise knows how to star in them. And you mentioned the chemistry between him and Thandie Newton. I didn't see that happening either.
Well, you know, of course it's just action scenes. You know, it's June. I think people want to go see a movie like this at the beginning of every summer season. And, of course, it's just Tom Cruise and not a team, because what they've done here is simplify it. They're looking for a franchise.
Then why call it Mission Impossible?
Well,
I mean, if he wants to do a super spy movie, he should do a super spy. It's really more like Batman.
Yeah, but it's his Mission Impossible. He's given the mission. He does it. He's the hero. He's there all alone on the mountain in the first shot. He's there throughout the entire movie. And that's the way I think this series is going to develop. It's going to forget the rest of the team, forget the TV show, and be Tom Cruise as James Bond for the 21st century.
Well, they should call it Mission Piece of Cake because he's such a cartoon superhero. Nothing bad's ever going to happen to him.
Oh, come on, you enjoyed this movie. Admit it.
I enjoyed certain parts
right?
of it, but, you know, I was also uncomfortable with the Thandie Newton romance because he meets her, he sleeps with her, and then he says, by the way, on our third date, you got to go back and sleep with your ex-boyfriend.
Which is right out of Notorious.
Yeah,
Cary Grant and Ingrid Bergman.
It's just kind of creepy. The whole thing was creepy to me. Yeah, the action sequences worked, but I think Tom Cruise has the clout, obviously, to go to his scriptwriters and say, give me more of a story that people can carry.
Well, of course, if you want more of a story, go back to Notorious, where there's a lot of poignancy involving the fact that the woman does what the man she loves asks her to do in order to save her country and so forth. Here it's more cynical, but then here it's 2000 and not 1946.
I'd like to see a more cohesive team effort if it's going to be called Mission Impossible.